Hello, photographers. My name is Ed Santos, and I want to welcome you to my presentation of photographer Peter Lik. Peter received from his parents his Kodak Brownie Starlight camera. The first thing Peter did was take a picture of a spider web. Little did anyone know that this camera would transform this 8-year-old into a world-renowned, self-taught landscape master photographer. So who is Peter Lik? Peter Lik is a landscape photographer who has taken some of the most amazing photos, which you're about to see, all over the world. Peter uses a Linhof 617 Technorama camera, which uses Fuji 120 and 220 type film. Peter uses his camera to produce a panoramic camera format. Peter's images are then placed on a Fujiflex Crystal Archive high-definition photo paper. It's a silver halide digital photographic paper with a polyester-based coating, making it super glossy and slick. His panoramic camera format and his love for photographing landscape would later earn him numerous prestigious photography awards. So let's get to Peter's most important shot that brought his photography work and brought him success and at the same time controversy. This image, titled The Ghost, is one of Peter's most famous and controversial images that he's taken as a photographer. This image was created when Peter went into the underground sandstone caves of Antelope Canyon in Page, Arizona. He set up his camera on a tripod and waited for sunbeam to travel into the cave. And when that ray of sun entered into the cave, a guide that was with him threw up some dust from the ground, and he photographed it. The result was this ghost-like image. This image, which would later be converted into a black and white image, would sell to an undisclosed buyer to the tune of $6.5 million. The sale of this image would be the first of two controversial images that would call into question Peter's integrity. This image is called Inner Peace. It was created when Peter stood underneath a Japanese maple tree and placed his camera on the ground to capture this shot. Peter used a really wide angle lens to get as much of the tree as possible, and he was also able to capture the ray of the sun, which you can see in the upper center portion of this image. Notice the vibrant colors and the emphasis of the image and how it really stands out. It really gives you that feeling of something very peaceful. This image won the Winland Smith Rice International Award in 2012 and was displayed in the Smithsonian National Museum of Natural History in Washington, D.C. This image is titled Pele's Whisper. Peter took this shot while hiking on the Big Island of Hawaii near some volcanic activity. The purpose of him taking this picture was to capture the drama intensity of the power of the earth. After he took this picture, he looked at the steam rising from the volcanic activity and saw an image which he believed was the goddess of fire, Pele. This image really caught my attention and gave me the thought of wanting to travel to Hawaii to capture something similar. This picture is called The Allure. Peter gives you this impression of a feeling that you're traveling maybe on a boat over water through these mountains into a mystical place. In reality, this picture was a result of heavy rainfall that flooded an entire gorge, which resulted in this beautiful picture. Looking at this picture, Peter does a really good job of capturing the depth, the color, the sunlight, and most of all, one's imagination. So I want to talk briefly about the controversy surrounding Peter Lik. Two of his images have brought unfavorable criticism of his work and called into question his integrity as a photographer. The first of the two images, this one called Bella Luna, which was photographed at Kodachrome Basin State Park in Utah. The controversy stemmed over the image of the full moon used in this photo, which also appears to be the same moon used in a different photo. The second controversial image was his ghost photo that you saw earlier in this presentation. Questions surrounded the sale of the photo to an undisclosed buyer at an undisclosed location. Attempts were made to reveal the buyer, and the confirmation of the sale price of this image were unsuccessful, casting doubt on his integrity. Now keep in mind, Peter is a photographer, but he's also an artist. In the research I've conducted, Peter's never stated that his images have been retouched, photoshopped, or that is an untouched image. So in closing, Peter Lik's achievements include receiving the Master Photographer Australian Professional Photography Award, as well as America's Professional Photographers Award. His images won many awards. Yes, his work and his process can be viewed and considered controversial. However, he's not only a photographer, he's also an artist. So I just want to close with this. Someone asked Peter, "What's your favorite shot?" His reply, "I haven't taken it yet." Thanks for watching, everyone, and I hope you enjoyed this presentation.